Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching another video. Tonight we're having a closer look at the Smith & Wesson CSX. Alright, if you're keeping track, this is now the second entry for Smith & Wesson into the micro compact pistol in 2 years. Last year, they had the Shield Plus 9, and I'll leave a link right up here. I did a lot of reviews last year on that segment. I had a P365, I had a Hellcat, had a Ruger Max 9, Taurus GX4, and of course that Shield Plus 9, and it was absolutely beautiful. Again, check out that link right up here if you want to see how it did. I thought it did really well. But now we've got the CSX. What exactly is this? Now, when I first saw this last year at SHOT Show, I automatically thought, whoa, that's a 1911, and it's pretty close. I think probably the closest you're going to get to a micro 1911 is the Micro 9 by Kimber. And my only issues with that pistol is that those are kind of expensive. They run between $600 to $800, maybe $900, depending on which model you get. And you only get a 7-round capacity, so the value that you pay for, the price that you pay for versus the round capacity you get is just not there. And I saw this, and I'm like, man, that looks very similar to a 1911. It's got that beaver tail back here. It's got a hammer single action. It's got the manual safety back here. It's got the aluminum frame. And it's got that really familiar 18-degree slant on the grip, so it looks like a 1911. But as we're going to see, there is one major difference with the CSX, and that is the trigger. If you guys have never shot a 1911, the trigger system on a 1911 is just so buttery and so smooth. It can be tuned down to 2.5, 3.5 pounds, and it is such a clean braking trigger. But alas, when I was at SHOT Show, I did not see this guy right here. And that's going to cause some issues with how this trigger feels, as we're going to see later on in the video. But let's have an overall look at the CSX. Alright, first up, I love the profile of this pistol. It's got the aggressiveness up top. It looks like an MP Pro. It's got the grip angle of a 1911. Got the hammer sticking out here and the beaver tail. That's a gorgeous looking pistol. The finish that they put on the slide is exceptionally dark and black. It is absolutely stunning the way this looks. And with this thick grip, now not necessarily this way, but this way, when you get a hold of it, for you guys with larger hands, you might have problems with the pinky sticking out down here. But when you get it in your hand this way, you're going to feel it. And with that beaver tail locking you in up here, it feels really secure in the hand. So it feels good in the hand and just looks absolutely stunning. All right, let's have a look from up top here. Beautiful 3-dot system. Beautiful 3-dot system. Serrated rear. You got these lines up here that are supposed to take down the glare. There's just another good look at the finish. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful finish. There's that distinctive Smith & Wesson scalloping, both front and rear cocking serrations. Nice little swedge cut out in here, giving that profile a very distinctive look here. You see these rounded edges here, rounded edges here, rounded edges up here in the front. It's going to stop it from snagging in your holster when you're reholstering. Nice and smooth around the edges. That's a well done slide. Well done slide. Beautiful. Really, if there's a little tiny rail up here, it would look like an MP Pro. Just gorgeous. And here's a look at the manual safety. And as you can see, there's a pin here because it connects over to the other side. So lefties rejoice. Oh, it feels real good. There's a look at the beaver tail. There's a groove cut out here. There's a space cut out back here for the hammer to fall in. That's an interesting design choice. 1911s don't have that, so that's kind of interesting. There's a look at the firing pin in there. There's a closer look at the skeletonized hammer. The serrations cut in the back. And much like a 1911, this is meant to be carried with the manual safety on and the hammer cocked. When you're ready to engage, you'll disengage the safety, pull the trigger, and that will release the hammer, hitting that firing pin there. Yeah, so I didn't notice that at SHOT Show either, that little groove cut there in the beaver tail. Alright, let's have a look at this trigger guard area up here. Take you around there. Little bit smaller opening up here, so there is what that looks like. Put my finger in the guard here, and here's a quarter. You can see that it just barely fits in there, so maybe some issues if you're wearing gloves. And man, you know, when I'm looking at this trigger, it looks so not Smith & Wesson. It's kind of plasticky looking. It almost kind of looks like a high point trigger. And we'll have a look at the trigger behavior in a little bit, but that it looks cheap up front here. You know what, those two, man, they look like plastic pins. I don't know, but it doesn't look high quality for Smith & Wesson, and that's extremely rare. Here's a look at the magazine release. It's reversible to the other side. I'm going to pull this back here. You got texturing up here in the front strap. You have a replaceable back strap as well. One comes in the box here. I think this is the larger side. I'm not going to mess around with that. I think this is perfect for me. And yeah, let's have a look at that beautiful 18-degree grip angle. Gorgeous. Yeah, let me get you a close-up of the texturing on here. I think they probably use this throughout their pistol line. Let's look at the front strap. Really well done. And again, not so aggressive that you're going to tear skin off, but it definitely gives you something to grip onto when your hands are being sweaty. I want the thickness of the grip this way and the 1911 grip angle. It feels just natural in the hand. Alright, let's have a closer look at the magazines that come with the Smith & Wesson CSX. And on to my first criticism of the CSX. Now, you get a 10-rounder. Good looking magazines, and this is my favorite because it doesn't have this spacer in here. Now take a look at this. This is beautiful. How they did this looks really nice, but I have to make a conscious effort to move my pinky off this and move the pistol slightly this way if I want it to eject, because if I don't, I'm going to clear my pinky on here. That spacer is going to catch on the fatty portion of my hand. So you do have to move it around a little bit in order to get it to eject freely like that. So that's my first criticism, is I can't get it to eject normally without doing some pistol gymnastics there. The second thing is this spacer looks so cheap. You know, for a pistol that is high quality, so high quality, looks so beautiful, it shouldn't have this in here. I felt like they rushed this design, and the fix was to just put this spacer in here. Does it look great? Absolutely. But is it functional for one-handed mag drops? Absolutely not. And just in case you're wondering, here's the 10-rounder. Here's what happens with the 10-rounder. It just goes flying out of there. It doesn't matter what angle I hold this thing at. Magazine goes flying out there. In fact, if you take out the spacer and deal with that craziness, now it looks just so weird, there's not an issue. Alright, so it is an issue with the spacer. Alright, on the books, says that the CSX weighs 19 ounces. Whew, right on it. I wonder if the 10-rounder is less. Little bit. Alright, let's have a look at this trigger here and how it's going to behave when you're shooting this pistol. Alright, going to disengage, manual safety, to make sure that the trigger safety is pushed in or pulled in all the way. And here is your first wall, and that's very 1911 like. There's not a lot of take up there, right? Got that. Slide's going to cycle back. It's going to push back the hammer. Here is your reset. Okay, no, that's not the reset right here. Reset's over here. There you go, and back down. All right, let's have a look at that once more. There's your initial take up. A little bit mushy here. I mean, very slight mush in there. There's the brake. Here is the reset. Right there. We'll do one more. All right, there's your take up. And here's the reset. Now, just a quick note, I can see how people, when they're shooting this pistol, think that the reset is this here. Because it clicks here. And that's what's a little bit distracting if you're a high-level shooter, is that you expect this first click to be the reset, but the reset is here. So you're going to see a lot of reviews out there where they're like, oh, what's going on? I can feel the reset not working, and it's because it's the second click, and that can be a disadvantage. If you're used to shooting a pistol that just has one click for the reset, that secondary click is going to throw you off again. That is not the reset. The reset is there. So that's what some of the other channels are talking about with that reset. All right, so we had a look at the trigger action. Let's test out how heavy this trigger is. First pull coming in, 5 pounds, 6 ounces. Okay, it's not bad, not bad, right? Second pull, 5 pounds, 1.5 ounces. Okay. About 5 pounds, about 5 pounds. And third and last pull. That's a consistent trigger. I'd say 5 pounds dead on. Well, all right, guys, that's been your close look at the Smith & Wesson CSX. That's a gorgeous looking pistol. 1911 like, not quite there. I'm going to have problems with this 12 rounder. I might not even use it, which is unfortunate, but I'll let you know with further testing, and I'll also let you know how it goes with this trigger. But that is one great looking pistol. Guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.